Hi, welcome to Danville High School's Wood Lab. Want to real quick today run you through our router table. Again, this is a accessory item for our handheld routers, but I want to run through some of the parts and show you how useful this machine is. We do get a lot of use out of it, so I need you to be aware of some of the safety issues to be using and how to actually set this piece of equipment up. Notice this is on a movable table, so the very first thing, once we get it in place and are ready, each of these casters on the table have a lockdown, so we want to make sure that we lock all the wheels in place. One of the last things that we want to be doing as we're using this machine is have it moving and moving around on us, so we lock those casters in place and it is good to go. Now, this here router table is very simple to use. Of course, we have a nice table, good flat surface, and this is our fence that we need to use. The fence, as we set things up and go up against the fence. We also have this guard. Now right now the guard is actually a little bit high, so I can still get my fingers under there. We never want to put our fingers inside the guard like that. I'm only doing that for demonstration, but I don't want to see anybody doing it in the class. So we need to drop that guard down, and we'll set that guard about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch up off of the thickness, depending on what the thickness of your workpiece is that you're working on, and we have that set. Now you'll notice I've got two different boards here. One's got a round over, the other's got a Roman ogie. What we will cut those, we'll put that right up against the fence once we get that set, and it's real simple to use. We just pass that over and under. Let me move this fence back away so you can actually see the router bed and cut. To do this, first off, I've got to unscrew this clamp on that side, and there's a little locking lever on this side. I need both of those to be unlocked, and then I can just slide this out of the way. Just get this back off of a little bit. Sometimes it takes a little adjustment, so as we move that back. Now, notice here, we have, right now currently, this is the round over router bed. So that will actually put this type of a cut on this board. We also have what's called a pilot. Right here's this little ball bearing. That way I can use that to go once I've got it set, and it'll round right over there. Now, I'm going to turn this on right now just for demonstration purposes. You'll see how fast these actually go when they're turned on. It is important to know that the routers that we use have the ability of doing 25,000 RPM. That's very fast and high speed. If you don't have a good handle on your board at that RPM, it's very easy to throw that board out of this machine. So with that in mind, nobody should ever be standing down on either side in line with that, just as a safety precaution. It is possible. I have had students, and I sometimes will give this demonstration just so you can see how fast a board can be shot off of this machine. But we won't do that today. So we'll bring this back, and generally when we're setting this, we want the pilot, that ball bearing, to be right in line with the fence. So I bring this fence up here like this, and then I just kind of push it back until I hit the pilot so that I've got no space there. Then I can lock the lever down on the right side, tighten this back up here. We're good to go. I can turn this around real quick. You see how I've got this way? I'll do it on this side for you just to show you. Come off, and you'll notice how I've got that nice round over on both sides of this tic-tac-toe board now. I do that, and notice I went from right to left. That is always the way I will feed, from right to left. Again, if you try to go from left to right, that blade, that cutting bed is moving in a direction, it's going to kick that along with you. So you always want to go from right to left when we're feeding with the router table here. So that's a real quick introduction to our router table.